so forth. But I'm like, no, that's not my doing. You're the agent. You need him here. That's your problem. And why am I fixing your problem? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. I mean, if it didn't cost you anything, then I would just say, whatever, do it. But I know they charge you for changes.
Of course. And especially with Spirit Airlines, they charge you for everything.
Right. Exactly.
So, because that's the airline he requested, Spirit Airlines. Just want to throw that out there.
Okay.
I would never book any of my talent on Spirit Airlines.
It's an airplane. I don't care.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. So, I told him, no, I'm not going to do that. And I don't have the time. I'm in the middle of working and whatever. This is your problem to fix. You fix it. That's my exact words. Where you fix this problem.
Well, first of all, the flight's in Rikishi's name, so he can very easily call and change the flight himself.
Exactly. Why do you need me to make the phone call?
Right.
So you don't have to lay out any more money?
That's exactly what it is.
Or lay out any that's exactly what it is.
He wanted you to pay he wanted you to pay the fee to change the flight.
Of course. And I was not going to do that, and not another nickel was going to come out of Joe's pocket. So, anyway, all right, day comes, we finally get there. We show up. Tito shows up, and I was with now WWE superstar Shelton Benjamin at the time, and Rikishi shows up last. So we get there. I pay Mike on behalf of Joe for Rikishi, giving him Rikishi's fee.
Right.
Whatnot. So Rikishi knows I handed him money because he asked me. He asked everybody, did we get paid? Did we do this? And Shelton confirmed. He's like, yep. I paid him right in front of everybody. So there was not a question that anybody got paid.
Right.
So the question is where Mike never told him that he was going to wrestle. And that's where it lies.
Right.
So
basically, after pre-show, they packed up and they were out of there.
No, intermission. After intermission.
Oh, intermission. Sorry.
Intermission. They proceeded to pack up and leave, and that's when I brought to Rikishi's attention. I said, "You're supposed to wrestle." He's like, "No, I'm not." I said, "Yes, you are. What do you think I paid you for?"
Yeah.
And then that's when I got Joe involved, and then Donna was going back and forth, and I think between Donna and Shelton Benjamin, they got Rikishi to stay and do that little spot in the ring that he did.
Right, but he never wrestled. So basically, he got paid to wrestle, took the money, and kept all the money from Gimmick, because that was the agreement. If he wrestled, he'd keep his own gimmick. And
yes.
He made 100% profit and walked out, and you guys got nothing.
Yeah, well, Joe got nothing. I didn't get anything. I was just basically the middleman.
Right.
I really didn't. I was just helping Joe. I was doing a favor for a friend.
Okay.
And I got dragged into this.
So that was February 2017. Okay, now we're going to fast forward to the end of March, first couple days of April of 2017.
Wait. Before you go anywhere else, why don't we go back to the beginning of the year, when this first became a problem?
What, this year?
Yes.
No, I'm going to get there. I'm going in time order.
Okay.
You had WrestleMania last year in Orlando, Florida. Mike Dickinson schedules an after party featuring Rikishi. Okay?
Yep.
Does pre-sales, sells pre-sales, does all that, blah, blah, blah. Week and a half before Wrestlecon, cancels the event. Doesn't refund pre-sales. Couple days later, reschedules the same party, now using Brian Lawler, better known as Grandmaster Sexy. And 2 days before WrestleCon, cancels that event. So He never refunded pre-sales for Rikishi. Then when he changed it, never refunded pre-sales for Lawler, and canceled the event and disappeared and didn't want to hear nothing from nobody. Blocked anybody who didn't agree with him. We tried to have him on the show. We tried to have a conversation with him. We got 130,000 excuses. Okay, so now we fast forward to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to take it from there, from the beginning? You said the beginning of the year.
All right, so Kevin was getting ready to do his first radio show of the year, and we were going to badmouth the people, and I just happened to see, I was just scrolling on Twitter, it was late at night, and I just happened to see Chelsea Green retweeted something from Black Cat Events.
Yep.
I said, oh, come party with the Knockouts. I said, I wonder if Kevin knows anything about this. So I screenshotted what Chelsea retweeted, and I sent it to you.
Right.
So it was probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, you know anything about this? And what were you? And I guess you could take it from there.
Yeah, basically, I did not. And we're talking about an after party that he scheduled first with Chelsea Green at WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans this past April. And this was about, I want to say about March or late February, early March that this post went up. So I messaged him, totally polite. I think we've had this conversation on the show before. Asking him if he had any plans of helping with the financial burdens of bringing Chelsea Green, Allie, Rosemary, and Sienna to the Swamp Bar in New Orleans. If he was going to help pay for some of the flights, if he was going to help pay for some of the hotels, if he was going to help contribute to anything that would be the right thing to do when you piggyback another booking, because I'm the one that's paying for them to be there. So if I don't make that investment, they're not there for him to utilize and try to make money with. So, of course, he gave me every excuse in the book, how it didn't conflict with my events, and he shouldn't have to pay anything, blah, 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 blah. So I did the next thing what you should do. I reached out to the talent, and I said, I am not telling you not to do the show. I'm not going to take money out of anybody's pocket. But every one of those girls has worked in independent wrestling prior. They know that you don't piggyback someone's booking without involving them. And they all agreed.
Of course.
So they spoke to Mike and they told him, you have to give money to Kevin for at least one night of each of our rooms while we're in New Orleans, which equated to $565. Okay? Which is a freaking bargain because there's 4 of them and that's a little over $100 a night. People were paying up to $250, $300 a night for hotels. So he was getting off pretty damn...
It was expensive out there.
So they were getting off pretty damn good for $120, $125 a night. Okay? So he agreed. But the agreement was he was going to send Chelsea Green the money, and then Chelsea was going to forward it to me. Because Allie even asked me for my PayPal address. So I kind of figured that the motion was in order, everything was going to happen, everything was going great. Okay? We get to about 3 weeks before WrestleCon, he announces that Taya Valkyrie is going to be at the show. So I don't know if he reached out to whoever brought in Taya. I doubt it. But that was another, knockout that was going to be there that he's promoting, trying to make money on. He was doing pre-sales on eventbrite.com. They were pushing the shit out of it. All the girls were. So out of courtesy, even though I wasn't speaking to him at this point, out of courtesy, I messaged on his page. And I said, we're now bringing in Alicia Edwards because we had a cancellation. She would like to attend the event with her fellow knockouts. She might even bring Eddie Edwards. So you might want to reach out to her via one of the girls or her Twitter page. I'm doing this out of courtesy for her and that reason only. That was it. He didn't acknowledge it, but a couple days later, it was announced that Alicia Edwards was now going to be at the Knockouts party at the Swamp Bar with Taya Valkyrie, Allie, Rosemary, Sienna, and Chelsea Green. So, whatever the case may be. They were haunting this guy, and I don't mean haunting in a bad way, because after you ask somebody numerous times for something and they ignore you, or they give you every excuse in the book, they were asking for a deposit because they heard about this guy. So they know what he did last year in Orlando. They know what he did with Rikishi. They know what he's done in the past with other things. So they were like, right.
Also, because I also explained to Chelsea when this whole thing began back a year ago, I said, Ed, be careful. Oh, make sure you get your money, because this guy has fucked me over in the past.
Right.
And I explained the whole Rikishi deal.
Right. So they kept texting him, and I saw the text messages. They kept texting him, asking him, are you going to send a deposit? And it was the excuses. One was, my girlfriend's implant bursted. We had to go to the hospital. 2 days later, another excuse was my wife. Now it's his wife. Went from a girlfriend to wife, but now his wife is in the hospital sick. He's on his way home from the hospital. He's going to send them PayPal that night. Again, nothing. So they gave him until 3 days before the event, 5 o'clock that day, to pay them, or they were pulling out of the deal. And what did he do? He went on Eventbrite.com, canceled the event, never notified the bar, and blocked all that talent on social media and stopped answering all their texts. Then went to his social media and says, I don't respond well to threats. So if you got a problem, come see me in person. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. That's a threat. If you don't pay us by 5 o'clock, we're not doing the party. That's called business. And apparently you don't know how to do business. And this is why the reputation you have, this is why. Because you're a piece of garbage. So they know he sold tons of tickets because they were promoting the shit out of it. And from what I understand, he sold at least $2,000 worth of pre-sales.
Wow,
so
that's a lot.
Well, but that's going to pay for the talent. So then he's just going to.
So whoever walked up, that night was pure profit.
Well, he's got to pay the bar as well. So, but again, he never gave a deposit to the venue. He never gave a deposit to the women. He never sent them the money for the hotels. So he screwed them out of all booking fees. He screwed the restaurant out of a party. And he screwed me out of almost $600 in hotel money. So let's fast forward a couple of days, and Chelsea Green, Rosemary, Allie, Sienna, Zack Ryder, and others all tweeted this, about this situation and to stay away from this guy. In steps Shimmer Wrestling. Class act. They said, you know what? Let's not let one jerk off ruin the party. In conjunction with Shimmer Wrestling and the knockouts, the party's still on. You bring your receipt if you made a pre-purchase of a ticket, and they'll still let you in. Anybody else, I think it was $10 or $15 at the door. And the girls are going to do the party for free. They're still going to have the party. So kudos to Shimmer, kudos to the knockouts, the Swamp Bar, and the party still went on. Okay? Now, let's shift a little laterally to the side. While he was promoting this party, he was also promoting another after party featuring James Ellsworth. He did the same thing to Ellsworth. He didn't show up. He didn't pay Ellsworth. He didn't pay the venue. So Ellsworth basically hosted this party with a couple other people and never got paid. And they blasted him as well on Twitter. So I don't understand how you think that this is proper way of doing business. So now I'm affected by this because 5 of those girls I brought in on my dime, and now you screwed them over. Okay? You pissed them off. They're not really happy right now. They're out money. They were thinking they were coming there and making a little extra. Now they're not making shit because you screwed them over. And they kept their obligations to the fans. And your response to this is to make fat jokes. about myself, my fiance, Richie and his wife, and a